welcome to Sammy's Bookshelf. I'm Sammy and welcome to my second Christmassy reading vlog. To recap, I am participating in 2 readathons this month, the Cozathon and Merry Bookmas. If you want to hear more details about how my first week of doing these 2 readathons went and looking at all the prompts that I have to complete, since both readathons have their own set of prompts, you can watch last week's reading vlog. It's a really fun vlog. It'll be linked up here somewhere and you can go watch that. So to continue to recap, this is my wrap-up template right now showing all the books I have read in December so far. So, you know, we haven't read too many books yet, but we still have a lot of the month left to go, so there's lots of time to catch up. So at the end of my last readathon, I was reading The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, and I have since finished this book. I finished it on Monday night. I did get some footage of me reading the ending of this book. As you can probably tell, it was pretty emotionally distressing. I really enjoyed this book. It was written so beautifully. The story was so beautiful. I wasn't familiar with the original Greek myth that this story is based on, so I went into this book completely blind, and it was very emotional, very emotional, and I loved it. It was so beautiful. Madeline Miller is so talented. She made me connect with these characters. There is so much beautiful symbolism, and things at the end of the book call back to things at the start of the book. There's so much foreshadowing. It's just so beautiful and such a well thought out and put together book. I highly recommend this book if you love retellings or love Greek mythology, or even just a fan of romance. This is a love story, so I think even if you're a fan of just romance, you'll really enjoy this. It is so beautiful. I totally understand now why this book has so much hype and why everyone is recommending it. It is just so great. It is now 9:30. I haven't read anything since I finished The Song of Achilles. I've been pretty busy, but I'm going to try and start and finish a book tonight if I can. I am going to start Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey, which is another Christmas themed book. Christmas is in like 3 days, so I want to make sure that I get this book read before Christmas. So this is a really tiny book. I believe it's not even considered a novel. I think this is considered a novella. This is about a girl named Stella, and she is not a big fan of Christmas, but somehow she ends up working at a Christmas store. There's a bit of a grumpy sunshine trope in this, but reversed, where the woman is the grumpy one and the man is the sunshine. Hey! Oi! Stop fighting! This seems like a super cute, fast Christmas read. If you remember from last week's reading vlog, I was 1 book behind on my Goodreads challenge, and I still am 1 book behind, but if I manage to completely read this novella tonight, I will be back on schedule, and hopefully I can stay on schedule for the rest of the month. So I'm going to start reading this right now, and hopefully I can finish it before I have to go to bed. I can't stay up too late because I have to wake up at like 6 a.m. tomorrow. So, remember when I said I was going to read all of Holiday Shopping tonight? I lied. I've just been reading for like the last hour and a half, and I'm kind of reading really slowly because I'm quite tired, but I only made it up to like page 60, so I definitely did not get anywhere close to finishing. I've only read that much, but that's okay. You know, I still made a start, and I reckon I'll definitely be able to finish it tomorrow. I am working tomorrow till 12:30, but after that, I reckon I will just dedicate the rest of the night to reading window shopping. In terms of my thoughts on the first 60 pages, I'm really enjoying it. It's just a cute and fluffy contemporary romance read, which after reading the emotional distress that was A Song of Achilles is really nice to read. I love the grumpy sunshine trope in this book. A couple of days. It is now Christmas Eve and I've been working all day, so I haven't been reading at all today. But late last night, I finished Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey. This book was a really cute Christmassy book and I really enjoyed it. It was super cute. I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was exactly what I was expecting from a book like this. It was just a cutesy Christmassy contemporary romance and it was really short, so I just flew through it and it was just a lot of fun. The characters were good, the romance was great, like I just had a fun time. It didn't absolutely blow me away and I do think I preferred Inner Holidays more by Christina Lauren than this, just a bit, but still Window Shopping was still a lot of fun. I enjoyed the development of our main character and kind of her backstory and what Tessa Bailey did with her character. I really liked the epilogue in this as well, and the epilogue I actually teared up a little, which to be fair isn't that surprising. I kind of cry in every book that I read. But it was still a really fun read. If you're someone who enjoys Christmassy romances, you'd probably enjoy this book. It can be a bit cheesy at times, but I feel like I kind of went in knowing it was going to be a bit cheesy at times, so it didn't really take away from my enjoyment of the book. So it is about 10 p.m. and normally I would read a book, but I actually have a bit of a headache today. So I think I'm actually going to watch a movie before I go to sleep. I think I'm going to catch up on one of the Marvel movies that I haven't watched yet. And then tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna be Christmas Day. Hello everybody, so I just got back from celebrating Christmas, as you just saw from those few previous clips. I haven't read today at all because I've been celebrating Christmas and I was originally planning to read before I went to bed, but now that I'm home, I'm really tired. I just want to get to bed and go to sleep. So does Luna. Luna has had a big day today, haven't you? Oh, she's ready to go to bed. Luna agrees that it's time to go to bed, but I do have reading plans for tomorrow. I've decided I'm going to try and read the entirety of Beach Read by Emily Henry. I'm really excited because I loved People with Me on Vacation / You and Me on Vacation when I read it earlier this year, so I'm really excited to read more of Emily Henry's work. So it has been 2 days since I last updated you and I haven't filmed anything, but I have been reading, and what I've been reading is Beach Read by Emily Henry, and I managed to finish this book last night and I really enjoyed it. I ended up giving it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I didn't like this book as much as People We Meet on Vacation / You and Me on Vacation. I think why I like People We Meet on Vacation more than and beach read is just because I felt I connected a little bit more to the characters. I feel like this book kind of dragged along a bit more. I didn't fly through it as much as I did People We Meet on Vacation. Although don't get me wrong, I still really enjoyed this book. I loved the premise of these two authors swapping genres. This is actually going to be my last clip for this reading vlog, but like the last reading vlog, I'm going to do a mini wrap up and show you what books I read this week and what prompts they completed. So the book that I'm going to start reading tonight is going to be Shatter by Tahera Mafi, and my plan is to binge read the first half of the series, so the first trilogy before the end of the year, which that is going to be a big struggle to read 3 books in 4 days, but it's not impossible. With wanting to read the complete Shatter trilogy before the end of the year, I really have no time to waste, so I'm going to get started reading Shatter Me. About 1:30 and I just finished reading for the night. I got just under the halfway point of Shatter Me, and I was originally hoping to read up to the halfway mark, but it is really late at night and I'm getting quite tired, and the information, the words I was reading just weren't quite computing. I kept getting distracted because when I get really tired, my brain starts to wander off to different places, but I am having a really great time going back and rereading this. It's so interesting to go back and reread this book with a more mature mindset now that I'm so much older. I think I read this book when I was about 11 or 12 originally, so it's so interesting to go back to the beginning and look on what's happening in the story with hindsight of knowing what's going to happen at the end, especially with the love triangle. Interesting to go back to the beginning and see the way that Tahera Mafi is constructing these two romances, knowing who Juliet ends up with in the end. So far so good, so I will see you tomorrow. I just finished Shatter Me by Tahera Mafi and I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. What was fun about this book was kind of just the nostalgia around it. Like, it just reminds me of like when I first got into reading and I was reading like every single dystopian book that had ever been written because The Hunger Games is what got me into reading. I will admit I probably didn't enjoy Shatter Me as much as I did the first time. I actually think originally I rated this 5 stars. I think this is definitely a 4-star book for me. I really enjoyed it, but it didn't blow me away. And like Juliet, sometimes in this book, the decision she makes is so infuriating, which I know she gets better as the books progress. As she develops as a character, she becomes super badass and not as annoying. But in this book, she kind of drives me insane, but I don't think it really took away too much from my enjoyment of the book. But even though I just finished Shatter Me, I'm not done reading yet for the night because I am going to read the novella, which is called Destroy Me. It's right here. I'm super excited to read this novella because when I originally read this trilogy, I didn't read any of the novellas, and there's a novella between every book. But like at the time, I didn't really like novellas and I would just ignore any novellas that was in any series I was reading. So I'm really excited now to revisit this series and also read the novellas and get more insight into these characters. The novella I'm about to read is told from Warner's perspective, which I'm really excited about. So I should be able to read it fairly quickly, and then that'll probably be it for tonight. And then tomorrow I'm going to start Unravel Me.